Hi, I'm Gary. Thanks for joining us here at Lvl-Up Studios. So we're on, I don't know, episode 3 or 4, something like that. But thank you for joining us here, and I really look forward to any of your questions or suggestions, or what do you think about what we should be talking about here when it comes to getting into voiceover and or getting back into voiceover in my case. So one of the topics, and I ran into a friend of mine at a convention not long ago. What's up, Ron? Uh, and we were discussing not only the general tech and how to use the voice and whatnot, but how do you find work? And that's one of the things that I would really like to touch on today. So go ahead and like and share and do the things, and we're going to get into this topic. So when it comes to an industry that you have to have the experience in order to get the jobs, and there is the catch 22 of in order to get a job, you have to have had work. But how do you get work if you can't get a job? So essentially, what you have to do is you have to create the work for yourself, to create that background. And that's why I have mentioned earlier about recording every single day. Whether you are just reading a book, whether you are mimicking existing ads or whatnot, but once you start developing not only the rhythm and the habit of recording and learning how to edit and whatnot, and you can create your own demos. Let me rephrase that. You can create your own examples of work, which can then go into a demo, which you can then use to go and find paid work. Now, a lot of places out there, you have the pay to play sites, and there's dozens of them. Those are great, and I think they are a solid way of finding work. But in order to get the clips to place on them, there are a few things that you can do. You can go to voices.com. I think voices.com actually has a selection of dummy or test ads, but I'm going to throw out something that a lot of people don't really like talking about, but that's AI. And a lot of flags are going to go up, and no, I do not support AI when it comes to the replacing of voice actors for obvious reasons. However, AI can be an incredibly useful tool when it comes to what we use in this industry. Now, personally, I went online, I went to one of the free ones, and what I typed in was give me a suggestion of voiceover demo ads for practice. And what it does is it spits out a bunch of, and you can specify 15-second scripts, 30-second scripts, whatever, but it'll spit out a bunch of just generic ads from all kinds of different topics. And you can say, give me a 30-second script for voiceover demos for character acting or commercial demos or technical reading demos, and it'll give you a list of 10 15 to 30-second mini scripts. Now, I wouldn't use these specifically to go, record that and poof, I have my demo. But what you can do is you can take a look at them and you can use those scripts and just randomly go through them and go back into that practice and learn how to read through them, how to perform them, how you would like to perform them, and then change it up. Just use that as your practice field, and it's really, really quite effective. On top of that, if you know anybody that owns businesses, personally, I am a martial artist, and I know a lot of people that own martial arts dojos. So I went to them and said, hey guys, I'm trying to get into voice acting. Would you let me do a 15 to 20-second voice ad for you? And tell me what you wanted to say. Give me some of the images from your class that you want to do a Facebook ad or a reel or a TikTok, and you want some voice overlay. but go to them and get used to not only your own work but writing up that script with their input. If you have friends or anybody that has or owns a small business, do the same. Create a small ad for your own voiceover acting, an ad for an ad. These are just kind of different suggestions that you can use to then create that body of work, which later becomes your demo reel. And what I've got here is I actually have a couple of the texts that I pulled up using an AI, and I think the prompt that I used was give me an example of scripts for voiceover acting, and it actually spat something out that was even had some directions that came with it. Soft, elegant background music with a touch of whimsical vibe, and I put in the generic name of a company, and I think it was for a jewelry. Step into our world of one of a kind jewelry and original art, where every piece tells you a story, handcrafted with love, using only the finest materials. Our collection blends timeless elegance of European boho style with modern flair. And just play with it. That is a short example of one of the reads that it gave. And yeah, a lot of them were like super flowery and like, who wrote this stuff? But the fact is that the AI generators are going out and they're grabbing real scripts and cannibalizing that to create yours. So it's something to play with. I'm going to go ahead and head out. This is going to be a short one, but we're just discussing, how to generate those things and some of the ideas that you can use in order to create some scripts for you. So there it is. Take care. Be cool. Hang out with friends and family. Record every night. And, enjoy the work that we do. Take care.